Hey Niham, Mahdiha here. So there's been a bunch of delays, but it's going to release pretty soon. Yep, the Q&A that I promised you is going to release eventually. This is just a question generator video since you don't actually have any questions. But there are some rules and limitations, so I will get to explaining those eventually. So yeah, they'll be rolling in soon. Alright, let's keep this simple. Number 1. Questions should be kept safe for work. However, while you shouldn't let it get too extreme, you also shouldn't let it get too watered down. Don't strive to make it kid-friendly, children aren't watching this, but know that it's at the youngest, teens watching, maybe adults, I don't know. But overall, don't make it better or worse than it needs to. Number 2. Preferably don't ask about personal things. For instance, try to limit what you ask about personal life, etc. Also, try not to ask too much about things that could cause wars in the comments, and stuff. You could ask, but overall, try not to talk about it that much. You know how bad they get. Number 3. Limit how much you swear. You know I normally don't do that here. In fact, I probably haven't at all, and it's probably going to remain that way. Number 4. Don't ask boring questions, and strive to add some flavor. Try asking about stuff no one would normally ask about. Make sure to still follow rule number 1 in the other rules. Even then, you can still ask about generic stuff if you wanted to. The choice is yours, as long as it follows the full rules. After all, it's your question, not mine. Number 5. Use proper grammar and spelling. I will personally put you onto a wall of shame at the end of the Q&A if your comment has terrible grammar. Anyway, I'll try to interpret your question the best I can. Either way, it's too vague. Therefore, it would be best if you try to specify what exactly you're saying. Number 6, I won't directly read anything in brackets. However, if the question is in brackets, then I might answer it unless it's stated that the question shouldn't be answered, doesn't need to be answered, or is a rhetorical question. Number 7, preferably don't use emojis. You may use them as long as their usage isn't too frequent, maybe 3 at the absolute maximum. The same goes for overused jokes. Don't overuse them and consider not using them. It gets mentally deteriorating seeing the same unfunny joke repeated over and over again. Speaking of which, number 7.5, ask questions. All questions, or at least most of them, end in question marks. If your comment doesn't have any questions, it won't be featured in the video. Number 8, I'll only take the oldest comment per person, and if your oldest comment doesn't have a question, then it won't be featured. As seen here, at Mark the Sequel fan account has 2 comments, and their oldest one is not a question. It's an unpunctuated statement. Because of this, they will not appear in the Q&A. And finally, number 9, you are allowed to ask up to 5 questions in one comment. Any questions that appear after that will be omitted, though I will try to do my best and group questions together if it's possible. Also, any other non-questions are allowed as postscript notes or something like that, and they might be read unless they're in brackets or any other grouping symbol. So, if you want a non-question statement in the Q&A video, your comment has to have questions, and the comment with question needs to be the oldest one. Then just add that note into the comment, and you're all good. Also note that all your questions need to be in one comment in order for all of them to make it in the video. And that should be everything. So, of course, ask away! Alright, so, there is a deadline to asking your questions. I think I already mentioned that. But, here's this thing. So yeah, as you can see, it says March 6th, 2026. And yeah, after this deadline, there are no more questions. However, there is also going to be the date when the video actually releases, which is exactly 2 weeks after I stopped accepting questions. Since, you know, I have to actually animate the whole thing and add the special effects. Maybe, I don't know. Point is, the actual Q&A, yeah, the actual Q&A is going to release on March 20th, 2026. Which, on March 20th, by that time, you probably won't be asking any more questions, since I've already collected them all. So yeah, that's just about everything. So yeah, pretty cool, right? So yeah, let me just... Alright, so yeah, happy Valentine's Day, and as I mentioned in the... Wait, hold on. Happy late Valentine's Day, and also happy Nachtira, because today is actually Thursday, because, you know, no, also, yeah, it doesn't matter that much. But point is, a happy late Valentine's Day, and happy Nachtira, I guess. But yeah, the Q&A is gonna release soon, so, well, not the Q&A, the point is, the Q&A is going to release in like a month, and then before then you can just ask questions if you want to. Well, you should ask questions because I'll actually like make a real video. I have more videos in the way, but like I'm too lazy to work on them. Regardless, go ask questions, please. Ask questions. But yeah, if you do want to ask questions, I'll just pull up the rules. I'll pull up the rules right now. So yeah, I'll see you sometime later.